Here you go.
I need to send you a request? Or you're gonna send me a request?
Yeah, you can send me a request on IG. Can you see me live?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly here.
Beautiful. So
Well, I should wait. Let me mute Zoom. Yeah. Let me just mute Zoom.
Yeah, let's mute Zoom as soon as I get you there. Yeah, no, you don't have to mute Zoom. No, don't mute this. Mute your computer. Mute your computer. Don't mute Zoom.
Like no, I'm not on my computer. I'm just on my phone.
Oh wait, you have Zoom on your computer. You have two phones.
I'm just with my phone.
You got two phones.
No, this is just one phone going on. There's nothing else here.
Then let's do without Zoom and we do just live.
Okay, let's do it. Go for it.
Send me a request. Guys, got some weird things going on here. See?
There you
Aloha.
are. Aloha.
Hello, brother. How are you?
I am good. I'm sorry about that. I can turn that on, but maybe there is a way after this ends that you can save it through Instagram. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it does. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure we can save it, but yeah, the quality won't be as good. Like the quality will be a bit weird, like because it's like vertical. So yeah, I found it more effective on Zoom. But I'm so happy and thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited about what we're gonna talk about today. So first, let me ask you, what is something that really touched your heart recently?
Something really touched my heart recently. Something touched my heart recently. That's a good question, because I didn't prepare anything. I just want people to know, even if they come in later, that I didn't prepare anything. I'm just seeing about there after quite a long time, and we just chat, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
The other day I went to a pharmacy, and there was like a lady speaking at the phone with the doctor behind the counter. And this lady, obviously, for whatever's going on in Europe over here, she was just asking a ton of questions to the doctor. And the doctor at one point just went like she was looking at the doctor like, what can I tell this lady? Because it's not a yes or no question. So she wasn't the speaker, so everyone could hear what she was saying. And I thought something that touched my heart was this lady was in complete fear. Like, she was asking questions about, what do I do now? Okay, after I did this, what do I do if that happens? What do I do if I get sick with that illness? What do I do if I don't? It was a lot of what do I do? And so I just saw, wow, this state of anxiety was so prominent that everyone could acknowledge that and see that she was not doing well. And I thought, can you imagine how many people might live that way? And I mean, you'll never even know. And I thought that touched my heart, just to reply straight to your question. I thought that probably a lot of people out there that, they're just in fear, and that's what's happening, in little things. And obviously right now, population feel a bit sick. So there's a lot going on around that.
Yeah.
So
I feel that, brother. And I think like one of the biggest mistakes that we make as human beings is to watch the fucking news.
To watch the
like,
news?
As we watch the news, like there is no way we're not gonna get anxiety. Like literally, you can be as spiritual as you want, but as soon as you watch the news every day for like 10 years, like your whole belief system is like obliterated.
Well, when I was a kid, I remember I was with my grandfather, and he was watching the news, and I thought, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch this like all over, because it gets repeated. I don't want to get it too political with this, but just one thing, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what you believe, because we all get different information from different sources. But even if it's like you really love the news, and in Italy, as you know, sometimes it's part of the culture. People eat around the news, which is awful, I think, because often they propagate a lot of negative news, because it gets picked up much easier than something positive. And the thing is, well, even if you love to watch that, I don't want to get into that conversation, right? Media is a fake. It's a way to control. I wouldn't want to go there because I just, I don't know enough. But let's say, even if you believe everything that he's saying, ultimately, there is just a limited amount of our control, I like to think mine is very little. And so you can only do that much. So to me, the way I go about it is, what can I do about it? What can I do? Oh, this is what I can do. Then I do that. Like, I really want to do what I can do. But after I do that, well, then there's not much I can do about it. It's not because, being peace, it's good, or be peaceful, it's good, or anything. It's just because, what about efficiency? What can you do? So if I cannot do anything about the world is getting sick, I cannot do anything about that specific war. When then, I won't. And I'll just mind my what it is that I can do, and I'll keep my priorities there. Have you ever heard of Adler psychology?
No.
So in psychology, it's like three kings. One is Freud, one is Jung, one is Adler. Adler talks about something called, they've heard in English as the separation of tasks. So it's very simple, actually, when you think about it. So it's like, the world is simple, life is simple. So if you can see where's your task, then you like draw a line and you occupy yourself with that task. After that task is somebody else's task. And I know you know this because you teach setting boundaries. It's actually the same thing, different language. And it's like, well, if that is somebody else's task, well, you just don't worry about it then. It's nothing you can do. And actually, if anything, if you intrude in somebody else's task, you're gonna make it everything worse, because one, you do not have the power to change anything. Two, it's not your responsibility. And so I know you know that very well. So I guess it can apply to this moment very much,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're reading the comments there? Like,
yeah, I'm reading I'm reading sometimes the comments, just like, yeah.
And by the way, like, I would love to like just give an introduction to the audience about who we are and like how do we know. So basically, like Daniele, like, he's my dear friend. We never met physically, but life sort of like put us in a situation where we are like in a bromance now. We love each other as brothers, and it's like this intense connection, and even like what's super funny and weird is that I came here in Osara, and his ex-girlfriend, and they had a beautiful connection together. She was here, and she's become like one of the most important people I met here in Osara. So how crazy is this, brother?
So basically, long story short, we never met, but he's my ex-girlfriend roommate. That's that's the long story short. It's really funny. Yes. Yeah.
Not anymore though. Like, I moved in another place.
Oh, you moved
so
another place.
he got my roommate anymore, but still, we hang out, we connect. But yeah, that's how powerful. And by the way, I've got a game here that I want to show you. I will take it. So basically, I've got here like a deck of cards. Okay. So inside of these cards, there are super deep questions.
Deep questions. I like
super deep questions. Okay. So let's say, what color do you want to choose?
Is there blue in there?
No.
Okay, then we go for black.
Black?
Yes.
So there is this black inside or black outside?
Black inside.
You've got this or this. Which kind of black? So this is black here inside, and this black here. Which one are you want?
The one on my left.
Is this one?
Yes.
All right. So this is a question. So when was the last time you told someone a lie and got away with it?
Oh, when was the last time I told someone a lie and got away with it?
Yeah.
I don't lie. Yeah, I just don't lie.
You never lie?
I'm thinking. I'm really thinking. I don't think I lie. I never lie. And if there's something I really do not want to talk about, but definitely not in my relationships. Like in my relationships of any kind of connection, well, I just don't lie. I don't have any motives. It never helped. I don't see any perks. I mean, let's say if, I'm thinking, when would I lie? Well, let's see if I go to work, right? Let's see if I go to work and they say, well, do you know how to ride horses? I'd be like, yeah, for sure. But like that, it's like an exaggeration, something that I might need to do in order to get that job. And then maybe I learn, but that's as far as I could go. I would never be like, what about a white lie? I don't white lie. I really don't. You can ask Kiara in this case, because she lived with me for 3 years. It's not because of principle or anything. Just because, I can see if I lie, which I don't. If I lie, what would come next, and I can see kind of that future, and there's a lot of shit I want to avoid. So I don't do it for myself. So to respond to your question, when's the last time I lied and I got away with it? I don't even remember. It must have been when I was a kid. Yeah, so that's my honest truth. I don't remember myself lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I want to share something that about me. I mean, about how I lied, because it's like a lie that we make a lot as man. I mean, at least me. So basically, let's say that there were a few girls that I've been meeting here in Osara and things like that. And I told them that we are just friends. We are just friends. Actually, I wanted to fuck them. I just wanted to have something with them. And I lied, like I didn't say the truth, And in this case, I wasn't honest,
Yeah.
So
you're saying about you're including lies to yourself in that sense, because you see.
Once again.
Can you hear me just fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're including lying to yourself in that case, right? Lying to yourself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in that case,
I mean, also to others. Anyway, as you can see.
What I would say is, for sure, I would lie myself. But your question was, when's the last time you lied to yourself and get away with it? This is the problem with Daniele. I don't get away with it. That's the problem. If I lie to myself, I really don't get away with it. It's brutal. It's brutal. I just, at one point, let's say I will lie to myself. It's unconscious. So I lie to myself. I wouldn't lie on purpose. I lie to myself. For example, this is a great example. I want to do a project, right? So the biggest lie would be, I don't have the time. I don't have myself. I have more time than anyone I've ever met. I kid with my mom. I say I live a millionaire lifestyle because I wake up whenever I want. I do yoga. I read books. I exercise. I never go out. Like, it's amazing. And I always have time. That is for sure. So like, I don't have time, really, Daniele. And then it was like like walking 3 steps towards the bathroom. I stop. I feel like something in the stomach. It's like, what is that about? And then I try to ask myself, what is going on? And so I don't really get away with it. But in those cases, sometimes it's just about the level of vulnerability, like what kind of level of vulnerability can you keep in your daily life? The more transparent you are, the more vulnerable you are, the less you have to work later on. Because this is something, like, I truly believe that it doesn't matter, like, whoever will watch this video can relate to lying or being lazy about your own truth, because that's also what it's mostly about. It's like, how much courage do you have about being truthful with what you're feeling in this moment? And you will have to work with it sooner or later. Sooner or later, you will have to face that truth because it pains you every time you don't. And so to me, kind of this conversation goes back to full circle, because the main reason why I would say the truth always, truth more than comfort, truth more than preferences, is because once you have truth or whatever situation, well, then you have your deck, you have your cards on the table, and you can move them around to say, okay, this is what's happening. How do I go from here? If you don't have the truth, you don't have those cards, you can't make your play. You can't go ahead. You can't do anything, basically. So, yeah, sometimes my friends joke about it, like I'm a promoter of truth. I sing about it almost. I sing about truth. But yeah, I'm truth team. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
No, I feel that, But yeah, this is the thing. It's about being honest with ourselves, about the things that are happening around us, and seeing the reality. It's so painful, bro, to be honest with ourselves sometimes, because we need to admit that we are not that as good as we think.
Sometimes I just go like this to thank the comments or just people acknowledging them. I'm not interrupting you. Just want you to know. You go ahead.
Yeah. So that's so important, and I think we should all connect with this story. and being able to face it, being able to face that. So tell me something. So I noticed, like, honestly, on your Instagram and pictures that you have such a good body. Like, you take care of yourself. So let me ask you, what's like your morning routine? Like, what do you do in the morning as you wake up?
Okay, so I wake up, I do my best not to check my phone, and so when I wake up, right now where to sleep, I sleep with my, how do you call it, not the curtains, yeah, the curtains up. So when the sun comes, it just hits my face, so I can wake up with the sun. I really like that because if I'm really sleepy, I sleep anyways. So it's just nice to feel, okay, there's the sun. First thing I do before anything is I go have breakfast because it's just like it's just so installed within me, and then to have breakfast, right, but just very little, something warm. It feels like activates my body, and very very little, like one cookie and like soy milk with coffee, something like that. And then I kind of have a skincare routine. I love doing that. Like it really makes me feel good to like take care of myself. And then I would usually meditate. Like I check my phone and I would meditate. These days is plenty of time. Go for like half an hour. If I can chant something, I'll be really happy. And that really grounds me to really put myself, okay, like I'm like ready. I'm ready to face the world. And my habits usually it's like I try to read 20 minutes or whatever it is. I have like books that I already got so I can read them. So I always have something to read, especially now because I just finished university. So I would love to keep up my habits in terms of reading and studying. It's never gonna be like before because when you have university, you're always studying, but now I would just like to read something. And so my morning usually like meditation, read something about future technologies, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, or something that gets my attention. And sometimes like pretty much every week around noon I teach Italian on like Zoom, something like that. To a friend of mine, it really keeps me active with different languages, and I love doing that. And then I work out. And usually now my workout, it's much, I think it's kind of like yours because I saw a lot of your videos. It's kind of much more compressed, like it'd be half an hour, but then it activates my body. So I feel by one, I showered, I worked out, I bought a thing that compresses like, I don't know how to call it in English, but just like a juicer to make like fresh, but you live in Costa Rica, so you know how that works, to get a lot of veggies and fruit in the morning. And I feel that part, I feel amazing. Like the way I take care of my body, it's just very simple. I've been doing it for now like more than 10 years. So it's like there is no effort in it. Just feels like really nice, to take care of my body. And if I can, I try to get some sun. So it's very simple, actually. There's no big secret. No big secret.
Yeah. But at the end, the secret, which most people don't know, is that you've been doing it for 10 years and the small actions every day, and that you don't see the results immediately after 2 weeks, after a month. You see the results, the compound effect after these 10 years. So I would say possibly after 1 or 2 years, you literally can share that, And I'm pretty sure that became also part of your personality. Now you basically became someone because you upgraded your systems with your habits.
Yes, absolutely. No, it feels painful to me if I don't move my body. When I started exercising when I was 18, like really like constantly, I'm 30 now. And it just feels like, why wouldn't I want to do that? I mean, once I was in Bali and there was a gym which was made out of nothing. It's just like you can see like, that the poverty in those countries it's really high, right? So there was like nothing. And there was this sign on this bathroom that said, with a little man sketched, and it said, human body is made to eat little and move a lot. And that really touched me because it is so true if you think about it. Like we were not designed to be on our couch and watch Netflix all day, but it's like everybody knows. So to me, if I have one suggestion, would be, it wouldn't be work out of this or do that. It's like, try to listen to your body. What does it want? Really, what does it want? I just had like almost like a really big cup of hot chocolate before doing this because I really craved it. So if you really crave it, well, there is something, but you have to see the difference, the line between doing that or just eating chocolate for like half an hour just because you don't want to deal with your own thoughts. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but this is your temple, you know. You're here with this avatar. You get to see the worlds through this body. You want to take care of it, you
Yeah.
know, so you can get whatever you want. If you want to go climbing, you want to travel. Hopefully, it's not
Mhm.
about live long. It's about having a good time while you're here, you know. So the body is,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And tell me, like, do you work out every day?
I
Is it
don't.
every day?
I work out every other day. One day I work out, one day I rest.
So there's a full day you don't work out, and a full day you work out.
Yes, one day I work out, one day I don't. Yes.
And what's your workout like? So it's like 30 minutes of high intensity.
Yes, today it was like, you know, those CrossFit kind of circuits where you do all different exercises, you pull it together. It's either that
Yeah.
or after COVID, I kind of got like equipment for the gym in my kitchen basically. So I do that and lifting weights and have plenty of exercise that you learn either through YouTube or after years of doing it, you just know what to do, you know? And then I do yoga.
Yeah.
There's a friend of mine that made a beautiful app called Yoga Glow. Who's ever interested into yoga, they can use that. It's actually really, really cool because there are a lot of different classes. You can pick whatever you want. So those are mainly my things. It's like working out with my body, but without weights, using like
Yeah.
calisthenics, using the gym or doing yoga. It's pretty much it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good. I love it, bro. Eh? Take care of yourself. Good
Thank you.
inspiration.
Thank
And
you.
that's what I feel here, you know.
I know you
And
do the same, you know, you always shredded, you always working out and you go for walks and you know how you are very linked and connected with your own body. So I know you do that, you know, it shows, you know. And then ultimately, you know, when I was younger, it was like 17, it was, you know, obsessed with looking good and all that crap. And which
yeah.
it has its own respect, you know, for sure. I mean, it made sense at that phase, but then at one point, it just became, I just want to feel good. I don't even care about like the way I
Yeah.
look. I just really want to go for a walk and not feeling like I can't do it. So to me, it really is about feeling good more than looking good. Then, you know, that comes as a consequence. We won't avoid it. But so yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah, for sure. And tell me, do you drink any alcohol, Daniele?
I do sometimes when there is a chance, you know, like when I graduated, I wanted to drink with my friend and my cousin who came to celebrate with me, like a drink, you know, or two, or like a
Yeah.
glass of wine with potatoes is amazing. Like, you know, in
Mhm.
in that sense, it can be really good. But everything with harmony, you know, I got nothing against experiences of any kind. You try it and see how it works for yourself. You know, when you grew up in Rome, like by 18 you know how much alcohol you can you can afford because you have a bottle and you feel sick, and then you kind of get measurements, you know, you measure yourself with how much you can do, what you enjoy, what you don't. And so for sure, like I drink alcohol whenever it is I feel like it, honestly. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. That's good. That's good. I don't know. I'm considering. I don't know yet, but I'm considering to microdose with alcohol and see what happens.
Well, you are a scientist to me, you know. When I talk about you a lot. I just want you to know that because to me you are an inspiration in many ways. and you're like a scientist, like a scientist trying things out, and that to me makes a lot of sense. What else would you be doing here? You know, adventurers, and you try things
Yeah.
out. You let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still have so many negative beliefs towards that, to be honest. But I do know for sure there are some good benefits with drinking like darker red wine.
Yeah.
So I'm considering maybe that once a week and see how that feels, and possibly with someone when we can share this together, not by myself, because I think for sure I don't want to drink by myself, period.
Yeah.
But I could be open for that. But I haven't been drinking alcohol for 6 years. It's gonna be
Wow.
really weird for me for doing that. But it's sort of like also believing the idea to make my body a bit uncomfortable sometimes. Because let's say that, yeah, in order to, let's say, get in the longevity part and touch, you know, the best wellness, we need to make our body uncomfortable. And let's say that if you are used to be uncomfortable, the uncomfortable is comfortable. For example,
Mm-hmm.
now for me it's comfortable not to drink. But I'm pretty sure if I'm gonna drink that glass of wine, my body's gonna be super uncomfortable. Which could
Mm.
be good for my body because sort of we wake up something that usually doesn't wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing what happens like but with the disease, you know? Like when there's a disease and nothing is happening, it's because like the body is not seeing it as a disease. But if you activate the body and waking everything up and there's something happening, like then the body is gonna scan everything and see what's going on. Like there was this girl, she told me this crazy thing, like crazy. Basically, she told me she had like meningitis. Okay, you know what is meningitis?
Yeah.
Like some type of bacteria. Okay, so she said she was in the middle of the jungle and she didn't have any access to doctors or things like that. And she said, she said that the body didn't like wasn't healing with that. Like she was getting worse. So what she said that she took like one pill of aspirin, normal aspirin, ibuprofen, like every hour to create an allergic reaction to her body, so that then like the body could like wake up and sense what was happening, and then basically she healed meningitis like this.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of experiments out there. I guess as long as it works for you and you try to, again, see your own limits and see whatever works. Yeah, for me, I try, but that to me, there's a lot of risk. I guess I don't know too much about taking medicine like once every hour, but I know you experiment.
I mean, I wouldn't do that, but she did it, and it worked.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
So I rumor has it that life over there, it's amazing. What's the best thing about living in Costa Rica?
Oh wow. So I think like for me, I live in Nosara. I'm not even in Costa Rica. Nosara is like about like complete different things compared to, let's say, other parts of Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So at the beginning was tough, to be honest, because of a few things. Because you're in the middle of the jungle here. Okay? Like you have ants everywhere. Like you have animals everywhere, and the heat is strong, and you don't have access to anything. Like you don't use Amazon here. Like if I need anything, I literally have to go to the shop and buy them. So internet doesn't work. So lots of challenges, At the beginning, I was like, oh my God, like, how am I gonna make this year? But then after this first month, like, I entered into this lifestyle they talk about called Pura Vida lifestyle.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't give a shit about anything. You literally just live as it is. So you have the internet, Pura Vida. You have the ants in your house and eat everything. Pura Vida. It's okay, it doesn't matter. So I'm now into this lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle of acceptance. Just acceptance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What is in there?
But it's beautiful here, to be honest. Like this beautiful beach, beautiful jungle. The people are amazing. Lots of events, and been here for 4 months now.
Are you planning to stay longer? You have.
Good question, bro. So for sure, I'm gonna stay here for 3 more months, and then I will say.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah. But let's say the first few months, I was like, I'm in love with this place. I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life. This is what I said to myself the first 3 months. But now I've been processing and thinking about everything, and I can tell you that first I've been seeing some dark sides of this place, which at the beginning I couldn't see, and also other things. So I might say that before to move here like permanently, I want to make sure I check out other places.
I see. That makes sense. It's important to know where your base is, It really is. Yeah.
And you've been a year in Rome, right?
I'm in Rome at the moment, correct.
Yeah. How is life in Rome? How is life in Europe, man? I have no fucking clue.
Sorry, I have a lot because two things. One thing is, it's true I live in Rome, but I feel like I live mostly in my own house. This is like, to me, it's a kingdom. I'm just like in my own house. It's a kingdom on my own, and it's enough. It really is enough. I don't know. I guess throughout the years, I realized how much I like to be alone, and so I don't connect that much with the city. Having said that, Europe is going through something. I don't want to talk about it too much, but there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of obviously repercussion, and so not much that you can do, you know. You know, places are closed or they have certain regulations, and so I think everybody's waiting for COVID to actually die out so they can live their life to their fullest. I honestly don't I mean I want the wellness of everybody for sure and everybody feels sick, but for my own self, it doesn't change that much. Things I love to do, they don't really require the city to collaborate with me in that sense. So I love to be in nature, for example. And so when I go, there's a what you don't know at this side of Rome, but it's really close to nature. With 10 minutes, I can get to a place which is really really beautiful. So when I actually go there, really happy. You know, there's a sun, there are trees, there's everything, and so you know, coming full circle, I guess if you really build that relationship with you and you have what you want within and you kind of feel peaceful, but all cities are kind of the same in a certain sense. For sure, the different people, different. I have connections here. Mainly, I have work, and I'm really grateful for that. It's something I love. But the cities, they're at one point are just like they all have their perks and their cons, you know. So my idea is to be able to travel as much because I don't love to be always in the same place. It doesn't matter how beautiful it is. I've seen a lot of places in the world that there's no place that I'd be like, oh, I'll be here forever. I'm just going to be happy. I always want to travel. So it's important for me to educate myself in a way where I can afford that lifestyle. And then so far, so good, I would say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing to complain.
Yeah. Do you have any traveling plans for the future?
I do. I do in two phases. Well, for me, with my job, I work as an actor here in Europe, so in Rome, and it's really you get to know kind of last minute what you have to do, when you have to do it, where you have to do it. And so I kind of wait for my agent to tell me, oh, you're gonna do this or not, and this is when you're gonna shoot. And after I get to know that, I kind of plan around it. And I actually just renewed my passport. So for sure, I want to travel in May. So I'm planning like a trip. I'm planning two trips, one in May, and because it's my birthday, and I always do my birthday, I really treat myself. You know, I was like, oh, what does Daniele want? And last year I had a
Mhm.
beautiful birthday, and this year, like, oh, what do I want? And so I'll definitely gift that to myself. So this year it's gonna
Yeah,
be a beautiful trip, and then I like to travel July, August, like the entire summer, especially because there are a lot of things I like going on throughout the summer, and because my work it's kind of dying down throughout the summer.
yeah,
So when I go around Europe, a lot of festivals I want to join. Uh, and then we'll see. My best friend at the moment is in Mexico. It's a place I really wanted to visit. Maybe I'll join for spring. We'll see. So, but definitely have
okay.
I have plans ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I didn't get it. Oh, in May, where are you going for your birthday? Did you choose a location yet?
It's between oh, if I'm not working, it's between Mexico and India at the moment. The India
Yeah,
trip has been planned with more time, and I have a friend that would host me, and then there's an entire trip I planned, and it's the trip of my life. So I would love to do it on my 30th birthday. So that really dear to me because I'm very close to Indian culture. It's part of my studies. It's part of the culture that actually opened me up to my own sadhana, my spiritual path, and would love to go visit places I've been and 90% places I've not been yet. So
yeah.
just want to make sure I plan like a really safe trip with all the details and I really enjoy it, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been to India?
I never been in India,
Yeah.
but I've been in Mexico. And for sure I want to go in India, but I would love to go in India in another time
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
time of the
Yeah.
other lifetime. Let's say maybe in
Oh,
a
okay.
couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I know there's a lot going on, but it's a birthday thing that it's pushing me. Probably it's not too wise, but
yeah.
hopefully I can just
It
jump in.
depends actually.
Yeah.
You know, it depends. I know actually there are places in India like in the mountains, but
Yes.
there is not many people actually.
Oh, yeah, no, in
So
the
at the end
north
the
it's not.
problem is the
Yeah,
people.
no, 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 not north. If you go to Rishikesh, north, where all the yogis are, it's nothing going on over there. If you go to
Yeah.
Delhi, I mean, if you don't catch COVID, you catch something else for sure because there's like,
Mm,
300 million people in Uttar Pradesh.
yeah.
There's so much going on. So,
Yeah.
but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. It's too early to get a ticket anyway. So, we'll wait. Yes.
That's good. I like Mexico is good. Mexico is, if you go to Mexico, let me know. And you mentioned festivals in Europe. What festivals are going on, which are actually happening?
Oh, I think this year should open everything, because last year we had festivals. I'm talking about Psytrance Festival at the moment. I'm referring to those. You're familiar with the topic. It's really cool for people that are following this live and don't know what I'm talking about. Is actually basically there's a gathering of people that share the same values and definitely have to do with inner exploration, the use and learning of psychedelics. And then a lot of people like Walter and other friends that had a lot of experiences in the world, and they really have workshop where they talk about their own experiences. You can learn the music. It's a bit off if you never heard it before, but then it kind of puts you into a trance. So that's kind of the whole point to it. And you live in nature, it's camping. It's really, really something that I didn't know before 2018, and now I'm in love with it. So last year everything was blocked because of COVID, obviously, and I went to, well, everything was blocked. The places I knew were blocked, but I went to Albania to a festival, which was very funny. And this year, I mean, based on the websites, everything should be kind of open. So hopefully Italy will be open. Hungary will be open. You know, the main festival, you heard of Ozora and Modem, so all the main Psytrance festival and the small ones. For sure, Albania, it's open. They're already selling the tickets, doing the tickets. So hopefully it will start. If it doesn't, there is no problem. You know, I'd go just join my own self and isolate an adventure. But I think it's a great opportunity. When I used to live in America, once a year, I was going to where I was led by, oh, I lost you. You there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. By a Zen teacher. His name is Adyashanti. If you ever want to look him up on YouTube, it's really, really long history is. And it would be like without anything. Well, you wouldn't have books, you couldn't do sports, you couldn't have phone, internet, nothing. It was just like you would just rent like a place in the woods in Lake Tahoe in California, and then you would meditate 5 hours a day. And besides the meditation, it's the thing is you really connect with yourself when you don't have a phone. You don't have anything to distract yourself. And now I don't do it as much. But even just when I go to these festivals, I do it completely because I never check my phone in those scenarios. It's really, really good, as you know. Yeah. To connect back.
So that's amazing. I want to go to this festival you're talking about, and I will be in Europe in this summer.
Yeah.
Depends. I don't know for how long. Like say, I love Portugal, so I'm sure we'll be in Portugal. Hopefully, if there's the Boom Festival happening, it will be amazing. Do you know the Boom Festival?
No, is that in Portugal? You said?
Yeah. It's some sort of like European Burning Man. Burning Man is also another one I want to join. Again, I don't know if it's happening, but that's on my radar. Burning Man. And yeah, bro, let me know which one you go, and let me know if it's really happening. And if I'm there, I am possibly will be there in July, and then see for how long I want to stay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And tell me, like, bro, how are you doing with the regulation and the COVID? Because I'm sure, like, in these places like this for vaccine and things, are you have the
come again?
Yeah, like for traveling and for some festivals and doing some things, like the government requires some documentation about the vaccine.
It depends what you go. Last year, we just do either get a vaccine or you do the rapid test or like a PCR test. You basically test negative and then you're free to go. And actually, even if you have vaccine, it's the same. You have to get a rapid test to leave. You have to get a rapid test once you land, and you have to get a rapid test as you go in. And the main almost like the main festivals, the big ones, have a tent where they do a rapid test right in front of it. And so I believe, you know, at this point, after what I've seen in the last 2 years, if you truly want, like you really want, you can always travel. Like you just, you do the test, you go. It's just a bit more of a hassle, you know, because you need more documentation. When I went to Albania, there's so many documents I needed to get on a boat and all that, but you just do it. Do your own research and you do it. Yeah. Worst case scenario, you just get with a van, you know, and you go wherever you have to go. Yeah.
Because I know, for example, for me, it's a bit complicated to travel right now because I don't have any vaccine. Let's say there are only a few places I can go, which is like Costa Rica, Mexico, and I don't even know if I can come back in Europe, but for
can.
sure I can go in the US or Canada.
Well, depends in which state you go in the U.S. U.S. Has different laws, but at any state, it depends if it's Republican, Democratic. If you go to Florida, they don't even ask you. I mean, it's you get fined if you get to a business if they have vaccine or not. So they are completely on the other side. So it depends where you go. You can definitely come back in your own country. You'll be required to quarantine and do all that. But yeah, let's hope it's just gonna end this year and we won't have to think about it too much.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Anyway, brother, like I wanna talk about something with you because
yeah.
yesterday I had this crazy idea. Yesterday was microdosing and I said, okay, I want to go live every week with the best people I know, and then I just start to send messages a lot to say, you guys, you're gonna come and join the live, and then you're the first one answering. So that's beautiful. And as I asked you, like, what would you like to talk about, and what would you like to express? Like, I loved how you said that you'd like to talk a little bit more about what that means to reframe, like setbacks. What is like about to reframe and look at the negative things that happen in life as a blessing and as a lesson. So I would love if you can like share with us like possibly a story that really can describe that for you, and let's see how we can go from there.
Yeah.
Let's say an
So
experience you had yourself where you had a feedback and you transformed it in something more magical.
okay, so what a setback would be to me is so we go through life, we kind of have an idea of what we want. And so I can talk about my own experience in my own inner circle, when you have people and talk to you about the thing that really made them sad. And well, for me, when it's about like not getting what you want. So when does it happen when you don't get what you want? I mean, for me, what I went through, well, this is very close and intimate, but because you're the person, I went through a breakup where I really didn't want to go through that. Or let's say if you go to an audition and you don't get the job you wanted, and so you kind of like, well, but how is it that it's not going my way? And I really trusted God and all that. And so to me, what's my own solution for the setback or for receiving that no wall? My own solution is there's like a tool. Like if I want to make, like, this is my message. Like if there was like Daniele's message packed into one solution and a tool to share to the world, this like would be my own tool. Like a tool. It's a compass. It's just a science where the north is. It's very simple so that everyone can do it, even if they never studied, never meditated, all that. Just joining this conversation right now. My tool would be, how do you feel in this moment? Because if you feel off, there's something wrong you're believing. So for me at that point is, what is it truly that is making me sad? And if I go deep and I study that, it's not the audition, the breakup with someone you love. It's the meaning behind it. It's like the fear of not having that experience ever again, not feeling loved, not feeling enough, not feeling recognized, not feeling appreciated, not feeling seen. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that I'm not this, I'm not that. I mean, more 90% of the time, it just ends up to not feeling enough, not feeling loved, not feeling enough is a core one. And so when I work with that and I feel that it's not that specific experience, it's not circumstances that are making me feel that way. It's actually the other way around. It's me feeling that way that creates those circumstances. So then there is a work of trust. Like, I don't know the big picture. I know what I want. Like, I have an idea, a mere idea of like, I would love to have a family. I would love to feel love in my everyday life. I would love to work as an artist. I would love those things, but I don't know like what it meant, that audition having a no. I don't know what that breakup meant for me. Maybe something else will appear, maybe out of that movie that I didn't get, a better one will come to me, maybe not. But that it just includes such a broader and bigger map where you can't see from your human standpoint. So when you really see that, like the spark of recognition of not knowing, like, wow, I don't know, I actually don't know, I really don't know what's happening, what this means, what's happening after this, and you realize your own ignorance, then it's much easier to let go and to trust it. Because truth is, we don't know what's best for us. Like, not at least in the specific experience. Like, I know that I want love and I don't want this, but I don't know what that experience meant to me, that wall, that unfortunate event, not having something not going my way. I don't know what that will bring me. If I actually look in the past, it's quite the opposite, because every time I didn't get what I wanted, every time I actually really suffered, it gave me great insights, and it built the man I am today, and I'm quite happy. And it's through that pain, you know, there are certain pain is quite interesting, because there's certain religions in the world, like even in Mexico, they worship death or pain. Like they put themselves in such atrocious poses to meditate, or like on top of a needle to feel an experience. Why is that? Because when you're in pain, when you're like you're really there, like it's somebody is like even hurting you physically speaking, right? You know you're there, right? You're very conscious that it's happening, and it gives you great awareness. I mean, it's quite extreme for me, but the point is, it can be used as a tool to really see what's going on in that moment, and it wakes you up instead of just leaping through comfort, and maybe you don't even see what you're thinking. So to me is every time pain arose in my life, it made me question, oh, what is my truth? What is going on? What is it that I can do? And then I do that. And then you can see that faith, it's just not an act of like an open heart. It's actually true intelligence. I believe faith, it is true intelligence, because if you really ponder about what's going on here, how little do we know? What else can you actually do? And if the entire universe was conspiring against you, would you even exist? It's like, really, like the entire universe it really doesn't want your best outcome. Why would you even be here, you know, living on a planet that just shouldn't be here? I mean, the chances of us as human beings being alive and creating our own evolution through billions of years, it's nothing compared to the infinite. It's really nothing, but yet you're here. So there is something, you know, whatever maneuvers this entire cosmos, I believe is on your side. And so I might as well just let it do its job, you know, and I do mine. So reframe my own setback is, I don't know what's best for me. I know what makes me feel good, and I know that there's a higher part of myself that really sees it all, and it's not called Daniele, that is for sure. So I better trust that, and then through that, everything becomes more like surfing, you know. Use the power of the water, and it goes with it. And especially with the most painful experience, if I really in pain, it really shows me something. What is it that make me feel this pain? What is it that is making me feel this pain? And then at the other end, there is to me ultimately there's a big laugh. It's incredible, actually. It's incredible, Walter. The more I think of it, it's incredible. You know what I mean, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If there's something specific, you can ask me anything you want. I mean, I'm on a book, got no secrets on this, but yeah. I would never avoid pain, never. I'm definitely committed to that 100%. Like, it doesn't matter the experience. In my life, I feel I already let go of the hardest thing for me to let go of, and I'm committed to that truth more than anything. If it's pain, come in, open the door, come right in. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. It could be death itself. Like, I voted long ago already. So yeah. Nothing.
You know, the thing is that, as you're saying, that, you know, we've got all of these challenges that to do all about our beliefs, and potentially has to do a lot with our traumas and with our past experiences. And there is infinite layers there. Like, literally, like there is never a day you can say, I'm fully healed. I'm fully, you know, free from trauma. There is never such day. But what is good, what you're talking about, is about getting the skill. Like, you've been through that, you've been learning from that. So what that means is that, yes, we're gonna have challenges in our future. Me and you, Daniel, and everyone listening here, we're gonna have challenges. Period.
Yeah.
There's no way it is not going to happen. We're gonna have challenges, and even the worst that we ever had. But the thing is that, how good can we be to handle it? How can we trust ourselves? How can we find the light in it?
What it to me is, yes, it's also, this is to me is like one of my greatest ingredients, I would say, towards my own evolution. It was for sure. Like you, I used a lot of. I mentioned in my graduation post, like psychedelics were a great teacher for me, and great teacher. I studied Ram Dass and Terence McKenna endlessly for years, and I used that wisdom, and I felt like sometimes it's about when we have a struggle, like a friend of mine could have a struggle, and it's something basically that she doesn't want or he doesn't want, that it's arriving at the door, and it could be like she's breaking up with me, or I might not get into this school, or they won't pick me for that job, whatever you want, whatever addresses like your concerns, and so you go and you really listen to that voice, because usually when we're in pain we want to avoid it as much as we can. We just want to not be there, like we don't want that discomfort. But then like if I once I remember, like I was not microdosing. I was full on experiencing the power of psilocybin with Chiara and with my best friend Joshua Tree, which is a beautiful desert in California, and we were all like exploring ourselves and on psychedelics. And at one point, I was sitting on this chair in front of this window, and it was like kind of a question, you know. It was basically something I didn't like about myself, and it just peeked through my consciousness, and it was like, "See, you have doubt." And it was, the problem wasn't having doubt. The problem was that I wouldn't even allow myself to accept the fact that I had doubt, because there was such a judgment, like, oh, I've meditated for such and such years, I shouldn't even have doubt. I totally had doubt. And then at one point, through the power of vulnerability, because you just accept whatever arises at that point, right? Through the power of vulnerability, you just like, okay, I do. And that is the fucking bullet that breaks through fear, because you don't even want to accept that. It's like, what if the monster we're fighting with, what if the monster wins? So that's the question. What if you let it win? Then what? Because we don't want to do that. We don't want to find out. But we have to find out. We have to take that risk. It has to be more important to find out the truth than being guarded and defended. So what if it is true that you're going to be alone? What if it is true that I had doubt in that case? What if whatever it is that scares you? And then when you fucking let it win, you just let it win, which is so hard. It's so simple and so hard. You let it win. What happens afterwards is, oh shit, I'm still alive. I can't believe I'm still alive. And that is the power. Like with psychedelics, it's so potent, because it just shows it to you. Like, you have to see this, and your body shivers. It's like you have to let go or you really die. And so, okay, you win. And then it loses all its power, because the power was engined by your own fear. At the moment you're like, I surrender. Like, I truly surrender. And then what happens is, I'm still here. So you realize your true power, like your identity cannot be touched by anything. And so to me, it really is about surrender at the end. It's like, oh, let it win, whatever it is, you know. I'm so afraid about this thing. What if it happens? Fuck, it happened already by my own fear. It happened. Let it win. And so you just let that, the thing you really don't want to see, just let it be, you know. You let it be, you don't fight it. It goes away by itself, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking a lot about a concept I really love, which is the law of detachment. Detaching from the outcome, detaching from the feelings, detaching from the things that we want. And let me ask you, Daniele, like, how do you think this law of attachment affects your manifestation process?
My manifestation?
Mm-hmm.
There's a saying that goes, my best job is to ask the universe what I want and do my best not to be on its way to receive it, like not to be an obstacle, an hindrance to that receiving process. And I think it's been explained through so many techniques, or at this moment even physics can explain that, but it's very simple. So manifestation, I won't start from scratch here, because I'm assuming a lot of people already know the basics of it. But as you ask, well, the world is just a mirror, you know. It's a reflection of who you are, more than what you want. It's who you are. It's like, how do I feel? It's not what do I want, how do I feel? So when there is attachment, what is attachment? Attachment is not trusting, because I want to use my own power as an individual to grab onto that experience, to that person, to that human being. I really want you to be with me. I really want this to be here. What this is saying is, I don't trust that you would be here if I would go like this. And that means that I'm not enough. I need to do this to be enough. That's what I'm saying to the universe, more than I want this and hence this will be reflected in my own life. What the universe is hearing is, oh, you feel not enough. I'm going to show it to you how not enough you are. Just going to rip it away from your life. So it's that simple. Like the universe hears what you actually feel because you are the universe. So you can't really fake that. And it's so counterproductive, you know? So attachment is ultimately, I mean, in Buddhism, it's all about attachment. You work through that, you work through everything. And every desire that shows attachment, shows you where you have to work on. And so I always say to my friend, it's like, God, whatever you like to call it, has a beautiful sense of humor. It really, this is like a big hoax. It's a huge hoax. And the reason is because everything truly ends into a paradox. So the moment I stop caring about things, they flock towards me. The moment I don't even care about that thing anymore, truly don't care. No, like, oh, I don't care, but actually I think about it all the time. No, truly not caring, that thing will flock towards you. Because, well, think about the simplest thing, you know, relationships. I think this is something that touches us very deeply, very, very shared in common, like knowledge in human beings is people can feel very insecure, right? And at the moment you don't even seek for it, you don't even care about it, you don't even want it, you feel really in love with Walter, then people really can't wait to be with Walter. Why is that? Because people feel whatever it is going on, you know, and by the moment you love yourself for real, but people want that. It's not that they want Daniele, they want the experience of loving themselves, and they can smell it. It's within you. Hence, they will be attracted to that. So, yeah. But then at the moment, you don't care anymore. So it's actually very funny. There is no field in life that doesn't work that way. It's just a law. So I do my best. I think the last couple of years, I worked on attachments more than anything. And it was a great lesson for me. And every time I try to go like this onto an object in life, God really shows me how mine is not. It rips it off from me and really shows me how little power I have through pain. So it's a great system. It never fails. It always works. So does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I relate with that a lot, and I love how you explain it in a very let's say almost spiritual and scientific way mixed up. I love it. But yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, my life completely changed in the last few years, and to be honest, the main work I've been doing is about believing. It's like, this is like one of the things that I learned the most. You know, it's like as a leader, as a conscious leader, like one of the skills that we have is to help other people break the 4-minute mind. Do you know the story about the 4-minute mind?
No.
So basically, in around 1950s, basically there was this idea. The doctor said that basically, if you would run a mile in 4 minutes, like, you would die. Like, you literally, your heart will remain. And basically, what happened is that this guy, like, he actually ran these 4 miles and he did it. And then after him, so many other people did it. Basically, he broke the belief that he could make. Okay, so basically, this is like the kind of things that we need to learn, as even more than, you know, whatever other thing. Like, learning the skill to really reframing our beliefs and changing the beliefs based on the type of person we want to become. And basically, the best way to do that is with little habits, with little wins. So basically, if you can have these little wins every day, little things that can prove to yourself that this belief is true, because we as human beings, we need proof, Daniel. And basically, if we don't have the proof, if we don't have these little wins, like, we cannot believe that easy. Of course, people go to therapy, people go to hypnosis and things like that, but then you need to prove that thing. And the way to prove that is with little wins. So now we need to prove ourselves that detachment is a win, is a little win. Because, you know, you want to see that how you detach from things, how actually things get better, how you get more financial abundance, how you get more better relationships, how you get better health, how you get better opportunities. If you can break this four minutes mind, and you get this new belief, that's where the magic happens, in my opinion. When you can start to have this small win and you start to reframe it and say, oh look, I did that, it works. That's what you make when you break the four minutes mind.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's about building trust in our own power, you know. But a lot of
Exactly.
conscious teachers talk about that, and it depends where you're starting from, and you basically, especially if you never heard of this, you have to understand, and little by little understand your manifestation process and power to see how that affects the world, and then you gain confidence. Well, the more, have you ever heard, I always suggest this book if you haven't, because you speak English. I always tell my friends, and sometimes unfortunately they might not know the language, and so this book is not available in Italian, and it's called Levels of Energy by Frederick Dodson. If you haven't read the book, I highly suggest it because you will love it. You talk about it, it's a great book. And it talks about all these kind of experiences. He says like his own power to actually see energy, and he creates like a scale of energy, and like for example 200 just like normal human consciousness, like 80 is like fear, we're like straight up fear, we're like terrorized, you know, frightened. And you know 300 is you got a Lambo, you're driving on the PCH with your hair going against the wind. 400 is like true love, you know. 500 it's like 600 is enlightenment. So he says like, what about a person of 200, 300, 400 cross against the mud, you know, cross like a street with mud, and they have different experiences. So that's kind of his gift, and he had a lot of experiences in life to describe it that way. And also it's really cool because you get put into perspective different experiences that happened within your own lifetime. And it also talks about this too, you know, sometimes you need to see how this works, proof of work, to see how that would reflect in life, and then to gain always more confidence, to need always less of your energy to manifest. I believe that, you know, I call people that are really, really good at manifesting mages. Like a good mage is the one that manifests. And, you know, the less energy you have, the less understanding of this, the more effort you have to put, because manifestation is always working. You know, we are manifesting this call, and everything is a manifestation. But the more energy you have, the more Shakti, the more power, the less energy you have to put into realizing something, you know. So you are your obstacle. And I mean, there's got to be a person somewhere in the world that is selling their soul to the devil in order to make like $1 million. And then there's like someone that is just so clean that through their own intention, not even work, just intention, something happens in the world. This is at least what I believe. So in the spectrum of energy and the way you can work with it, and finding your own pace, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's amazing. And yeah, I really recommend people to read this book. I think there's a similar book actually. I don't remember the name, but it talks exactly about how basically each emotion that you have is basically radiating with this energy, with this vibration. And basically, the higher you get, then the closer you are to the manifestation process. And also, like, what is important for me when it comes to manifestation is not really wanting something, but aligning with who we are, aligning with that. So what that means, yes, maybe it sounds good to do this job, or sounds good to have this kind of experience, but is it in alignment with who I am and with what is like my spirit? So if we can do anything and to seek that alignment instead of seeking the ego and craving and rewarding our ego in that, we go through the soul, we go through the intuition, we go through that and see where we align. So these are found out. This is the fastest and best way to really manifest. Because manifestation is not about, when I have this thought amount of money, or it's about that. Maybe the universe has another plan. Maybe it's not about the money, maybe it's about, wealth, maybe it's about relationship. So that here this misalignment. Like for me, again, now I am living the life of my dream, but I'm not, it's not the money came to me, it's not that the people came to me. I just aligned, it was my true purpose, it was about becoming a conscious leader. It was about sharing my voice and making sure I'm helping people worldwide to reframe their beliefs. reframe the way they see life, and potentially using microdosing as food. That was my calling. I aligned with that, and things came to me. So it's not that then things come to you with, and honestly, I didn't choose to do that. Daniele, I didn't choose to do what I'm doing right now. Like 2 years ago, I wanted to play Forex. I wanted to make money drop shipping, or maybe becoming a motivational speaker so that I could be ego boosted every day. But when I started to do this, what I'm doing now, it's not about that I choose it. I aligned with that, and things started to work on, and things started to move. So that's incredible. So I would love to know from you, like, how do you see your career, like, as an actor, and how is this helping you, let's say, the manifestation process?
Well, as an actor, is I see my career divided in two things mainly. I love arts. I always loved arts in all its forms, and it seems to be the easiest way for me to work in arts is as an actor. So I don't feel I put that much effort into it yet. But I'm working as an actor, and so that I'm very grateful, and I don't know, I feel it's interwoven with my own karma, and then through my travels and through my years of just absorbing a bit with people, I saw that there's actually a lot of things I like. And I really wanted to make it concrete into something. So I wanted to be able to work on something which would allow me to travel and participate in the world, the creation part of something. It doesn't have to be something life changing, you know. It doesn't have to. I mean, I would love to for whatever I do to add value to the planet, even if the value is that tiny, you know. But I wanted to be detached from acting, so that would be creating a project on my own online that could serve a purpose and it allow me to travel the way I wanted to. So that's one thing in my life. And then acting, the way I see it was great because I came back to Italy 4 years ago almost, and after detaching completely from this job. And then last year I did a movie that really changed my perspective towards acting because I think it was really great. It was a really great product, and I saw it, and for the first time I was like, wow, this movie changed me so much because I just put my heart into it. It was so hard to do it. People have no idea. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done because physically speaking, we were shooting at 4 a.m. I just moved to this house. It wasn't ready. I was feeling cold. There was no heater. I didn't have a shower, and so I would just work until in the morning, and that will bring back here, and then I would sleep and then go back on set always at night. Then you will have to pretend like it's summer. So I was freezing cold. I gave my heart to this project. It came out. It was beautiful, and it gave me like the sense of like, oh, I contributed. I participated into a message. Perhaps also the message was beautiful because it was about an Italian tragedy and telling the story about a kid that died in Italy 4 years ago, and something important was built afterwards. Basically, I don't know how to say that in English. Basically, a department in Italy where we take care of not safe properties where kids maybe could fall into a well or get hurt somehow, and take care of these areas that didn't exist 4 years ago. Now it does through this accident. And I realized like I built a beautiful relationship with this job because now like I used to be very self-conscious, and I cared a lot about this result. Like I associated my performance with my own value. Like, do I get this job or not? And I feel that really died. And I think actually, if it took all these 3 years for that, it's a great achievement because now I go to an audition. I went to an audition recently, and I feel so much more comfortable because I don't have in my mind the idea of like, I want this job. No. It's not even about the job, the movie, the money. It's about, I already know what I have to do that day, and I prepare myself very well. And I'm already serving someone in that moment. Even if I wouldn't get picked, I'm serving the director to see myself compared to other actors, even to see that one is better than the other one. At least I serve the purpose for comparison. So I'm always serving a purpose. And when I do my best job, and I want to serve, in that case, the director with that audition, with that performance. And I just want to do that. And obviously, going back to the sense of humor I got, right? The moment, acting is very much like meditation because you have to do something naturally, completely organically when somebody is asking you to do it. It's like a kid that's dancing in nature, just dancing, everybody loves it, like it's really looking at that kid. That kid sees that the entire like family is watching him, and an uncle says, no, keep dancing. He won't dance like he used to, because he needs to be dancing like nobody's watching. So acting is the craftsmanship, if that is the word, to do something natural under artificial circumstances. So you have to forget you're there. And the moment you stop caring about everything, then you can be in that zone and allow yourself. And never, like the last 2 years, I've done that. And that's why, I mean, I like myself. First of all, I enjoy the job much more. And then if I see the product, I see that it looks much better than years ago. And that is because I just don't care anymore. And that allows me, then of course there's a lot of technicalities you have to work on, but that allows me to be in the present moment, because that's truly all there is, to be in the present moment. And sometimes you're not, because you really want to make a performance, but you won't perform well if you're thinking about the performance. And that is, it's all connected, you see. That's Zen. Yeah, truly is. Acting, it's very much like Zen. Zen, you know, there's a lot of Zen stories. When you go study Zen, like in Japan, if there's like fortunate people that get to actually study with a true Zen master, he could actually hit you with a wooden sword as you're meditating. And then your sword, the use of the sword has always been used to really understand the meditation in a certain sense. How is that? Because you get so worried about not getting hit. You have to defend yourself, right? But as you do that, you always get hit, because you're always thinking, oh, when does it come? When does it come? And he might hit you when you're meditating, right? So the moment you might hit you when you're meditating, the moment you're just allow the present moment, you don't care anymore. That's the moment when you can hear the sword coming, and that's the moment you can react spontaneously. Because Zen, it's about being completely organic and natural with a spontaneous reaction. So it's not about rushing, because even if you were to rush, you're basically creating artificially a reaction, and that you would get hit. But if you can be one with the flow, you can really be listening, then there is a spontaneous reaction. And that it's really used in Zen training to be in the present moment, to realize the truth of what's happening here. It really is about being here. That's truly what it is all about. And I think with acting, truly is the same. Like if you can listen to somebody else, then you reply. I mean, you you really know. And then it is real and people believe it. And then it's liked in that sense. So that's kind of, it's a very long answer to your question, but that's kind of how I view it now. And I care much less. I enjoy it much more. And I feel it's flourishing in a certain sense. I loved it. I finished to shoot a movie in December with a cast I really enjoyed, met some friends, and it's coming out in a month, 2 months, I guess, in Italy. So that was really cool. And I'm still have auditions to go. So, and I don't even think about it anymore. I just do my best, and I can see that it's different than before. And that's all I care about, honestly. You know, I serve that purpose, and then we'll see what God has in God. Once I was in a monastery, and someone told me about my acting career. She said, God cherry-picked already your roles, in the sense where you don't even have to think about it. Whoever is like doing this already picked your roles. So you do you, my friend. You do you.
Yeah. We are talking about, these difficult experiences and getting uncomfortable. So what do you think about joining one of these dark retreats? Basically, you enter in the dark and you stay there for 2 days, a week, or a month in the darkness. And basically, they serve you food, but you cannot do it's complete darkness. So and they give you food, of course, but then up to you what you want to do in there.
Wait, did you do it? Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it, but I want to do it. I'm pretty sure.
I will have
and I want to start with 4 days. It's in Mexico, actually. I can find you a place in Mexico. Yeah.
I think it would be so much fun. I would definitely do such experience, and I would, considering my sense of humor, especially if there's people I know, try to tease somebody. Can you imagine how fun it would be to just go in the dark? Can you see? I guess you can meet other people and just make
No, I
weird
think you're
noises.
by yourself, man. By
Oh, you're by
yourself in the
yourself.
room and that's it. No
By
people.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because of course, if there are other people there in the darkness, it ends up being like an orgy place, you know? But it's,
why is that?
it's just you.
Well, I mean, it could turn out in whatever it is, but yeah, I would definitely do it for sure. I like some stuff I never done before, you know.
Yeah,
As long as I come alive afterwards, I think why not?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
the
think
cool part is that basically you don't know at some point if you're dreaming or not. Literally, you can start to see the lights and the colors as you do. And you wake up, and it's complete darkness. How fucking crazy is this?
I'm
Like that for
assuming.
3 days, the only
Yeah,
times where you see lights and colors is basically on your dreams.
it must be terrible for your eyes when you come out of it.
I think so.
Yeah, you have to get
Definitely organized
sunglasses.
to make it as less impactful as possible.
Yeah, yeah. I would totally do it. You know, I would do it, Walter. Yeah, whatever it is, give it to me. I'll try it out. I mean, it's 3 days. How bad could it be, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a friend actually, I met yesterday. He died for 28 days.
28 days?
Yeah.
You guess your eyes must get accustomed to the darkness, I believe, after a few days. So it wouldn't be pitch black
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that, man, you're gonna go nuts there. Like, that's where you train your mind to say, I'm gonna fucking stay, I'm not gonna get out. Because, yes, you can choose to go out. Of course, you're not stuck there. But you're sort of in a prison there, bro. Like, you're basically in prison at the end.
Yeah.
So then the goal there is to train your mind. I'm gonna stay here for 3 more days, and I'm not gonna freak out.
Yeah. Well.
You know.
So are you going to do it?
Yeah. I didn't plan it yet because I'm busy as fuck for the next few months. But let's say that it's on my list. So on my list is like I wanna go in a tantra retreat. Tantra is something I learned recently. It's an amazing practice. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Basically, like I worked with 3 tantra teachers, and it was beautiful because basically I learned how to have orgasmic experiences by myself without masturbating or without getting hard.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
learning that thing is something I want to go deeper. And also I also wanna go in a retreat, which this is gonna happen soon. It's only 2 or 3 days. I wanna go and experience iboga. Do you know about iboga?
I heard of it. I never tried it.
Yeah, me neither. Because I don't feel much cold with ayahuasca so far, but I feel more cold with iboga. So I'm gonna do this 2-3 days retreat with iboga, and then on the list is also going for this dark retreat. So for me, it's like the festivals. For me, it's like the retreats.
Yeah.
For me, but still, a Burning Man would be like a good mix of the two because a Burning Man you do this kind of experience, right? So yeah, in case though, if you want, I can send these details to you about these retreats. And if you wanna come in one of those, you wanna come with me, more than happy to join.
Yeah, I have a feeling whenever I'm going to meet you, it's gonna look like a retreat of some sort. That's my feeling with you. So yeah, for sure, we'll keep in touch with the traveling plans and see if we can meet each other.
Yeah, absolutely. But tell me, is there anything like you wanna share with our audience because before you wrap up, like some pills of wisdom or something that we really have to hear from you?
Yeah, maybe one thing is nothing too existential, like nothing about the universe or the future or who knows how big, just like what about today, it's a different time zone for all of us. What about today? Like if today was the last day, is there anything that you would like to know about yourself that you don't know it yet? And can you get that answer today? Just to think about that, I think that would be the only thing it would come to my mind right now. Just like whatever question, if there is one, try to ask yourself and see if you can hear an answer today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be life-changing. 24 hours, to go to sleep tonight, no questions. Maybe there are a lot of people already have that, but if you don't, then let's see if you can get that answer today.
Can you repeat the question once again?
Well, the question, it's not the question. I don't have the question. The question is, if you do have a question, like if there's something that you want to know, like sometimes we go around and there's something that's bugging our heart or our stomach, and we kind of look for the answer, or we watch videos or whatever it is. It's like, what if you really ask that question to yourself? Because sometimes that's all what it is about, like really asking to yourself, oh, what do I think about this? How do I feel? Or what is it that I'm feeling, And then in the worst case, can take months or years. And so my invite, it's not, oh, this is the question. My own question is, if you do have that question, whatever question could be for you, what about having today as really special day to ask that to yourself and to really be honest, as if it was your last chance. Like there's no tomorrow. So there's no tomorrow. Get that answer however you can. Because when you really want it, you will listen. And it's the universe will reply. They won't hide it from you for years if you really want to listen. So I would invite whoever is listening, will listen to this chat is there anything that you don't know? Is there really anything that you don't know about yourself? And what is it that you want to know? And really ask yourself, and just go to sleep. No questions. Confusion is about yesterday, and you go with clarity. That would be my only invite.
I love it. I think I would be doing myself. I ask myself the question only when things don't work out there. So for me, like life is a clear feedback of my beliefs. So if there's some area in my life that is not working properly, I'm sure there's something I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely. So in this way, I do ask myself questions. But if everything is going fine, and at least from my eyes, and there is no clear challenge out there, I don't ask myself the question because I think I'm nailing. I think I'm doing so well. But that's bullshit, So I think it would be great, for example, for me today to ask that and see what can come up, because that's the journey that we are having. And but I want to thank you so much for the wisdom you shared here, your presence, your wisdom. It's beautiful. I really want to meet you some days, man. Like,
yeah, you will.
Retreat or doing something together. If you want to come in Costa Rica in May, bro, like even for 2 days, no worries. We've got a place for you to stay.
Thank you.
No worries,
Appreciate that.
And I'm just inviting all the audience, guys, go and follow this man. He's crazy. He's an actor and he's making beautiful movies. Go check him out. And whoever who is listening here, I just want to tell you that the 16th of February, I will be doing a masterclass that is called How to Unlock Your Superpowers Without Giving Up Your Purpose. So we're going to understand how you can unlock these powers inside you with the use of different modalities, which could be with microdosing, could be with the tantra, could be with the shadow work, could be with breath work, could be even with all of this detachment work we've done today with Daniele, and even just and specifically if you feel like you're like a leader, a conscious leader, and you want to make sure that you want to express your gifts, you want to make sure that you are creating this movement for developing the human consciousness, this masterclass is for you. It's mostly for leaders that want to give a change in this world. So my brother, so in order to access to the class, guys, all you need to do is go to my page, and there's the link. You see that you will gonna have access to the master class. It's gonna happen on the 16th, and I'm also creating like a Facebook group of conscious leaders where we can connect and start to share our ideas and dreams and desires we have for life itself. And yes, brother, let's keep in touch.
Yeah,
for sure. Lots of love, wisdom, and creativity. Any hugs? And
all the package. Well, thank you, Walter, for your time. And it doesn't matter how much we text, how much we call. I'm on your team, always rooting for you. My friends are rooting for you. We support you. I support you. Keep shining that light, and we walk each other home. Yeah.
Yeah. The same for you, brother. Wishing you the best and. All the best. Ciao, ciao.
All the best. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.